Now you have your starter kit crystals ready to go, which is so exciting because now you're ready to put them into action. So let's talk about crystal gridding for manifestation. Personally, I love using crystal grids for manifestation, not only because I believe in the properties of this grid, but also by having a grid in my home that I can see every day. That's going to help me remember my intention of what I am working towards. So my intention, along with the intention we set with the crystal grid, is going to put all of that out into the universe and help manifestation happen faster and easier. So there are lots of different crystal grids, and I'm going to just briefly go over each one of them, but I encourage you to use this reference book so that when you're looking to manifest, you can say, I want to bring about abundance. What would be the best grid template to use for that? And then you're going to want to go on the internet and print one out so that you can have it to place your crystals on top of. So quickly, let's go through each one. The flower of life. This one is the most universal. So if you only have one crystal grid, or if you want to invest in printing one onto cloth so that you can reuse it, I would recommend the flower of life. It's great for bringing about self-knowledge, self-esteem, universal knowledge, and it also allows you to make any kind of shape because there's so many touch points. I'll show you what that looks like later. We'll use that as an example as we're doing a crystal grid. Next is the seed of life. This helps you to complete a task. Next is a circle. It brings about belonging, protection, safety. Next is the Vesica Piscis. It's harmony, balance of forces, understanding, compromise, bridging differences. Next is the Borromean rings. This brings inclusiveness, joining, belonging. Really great for families, unifying families. I'd recommend putting this either in a living room or in a kitchen, somewhere where your family congregates a lot. Next is the tripod of life. This brings new ventures, starting a family, so maybe in the bedroom, growing a garden, beginning new adventures, or starting over. Next is the triangle. So this is simplicity, serenity, removing complexities, connecting to the spirit world. Triangles are also really, really great for if you're crystal gridding your home. So you can make a triangle on the outside of your property line. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Next is the square. So finding limits, dealing with stress, changing direction, staying in balance, stability, and confidence. All right, then you have your pentagon, physical energy for health, integration, muscle power, discovery, meeting challenges, expanding abilities. And then you have your spiral, so reaching out to others, expanding the knowledge of the natural world, improving physical capabilities and health. Next is the hexagon, so perfection and self-improvement, protection of the physical elements. Then you have your Star of David to deal with mental and physical stress and to connect with your inner spirit. Then the Ashoka Chakra. This is love, courage, patience, peace, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, justice, mercy, empathy. Like all the values, that is the one that you're going to use. Then you have your cross, so to make things right, to atone for our errors, omissions, transgressions. So if you're feeling any guilt, you can use the cross. Then is Metatron's cube. So this one is great for cleansing, clearing. If you're feeling heavy energies in your home, you're going to want to use Metatron's cube. It's also great for cleansing the chakras. And finally is the Sri Yantra. So this is the balance of the male and the feminine. This is for meditation and connection to source energy. So tons and tons of options, and that is only an introduction. Feel free, again, go to the internet and see what works for you. You can also always Google best crystal grid for bringing abundance, and one will come for you. But again, if you're looking for one that is going to be the most universal, this is the flower of life because it is essentially the universal symbol, and so it's going to help you manifest anything that you would like. So next we're going to dive into pulling a lot of these crystals together to create a crystal grid from your starter kit. A lot of times people want to create their crystal grids to bring about manifestation, but it gets so overwhelming because there's so many crystals out there. So we're going to focus on the crystals in your starter kit. However, please know that if you have crystals at home that look similar to some of the crystals in the starter kit or are similar colors, generally crystals that are of similar color will carry very similar properties. So if you have some of those crystals, you're welcome to incorporate them. Or if a crystal is really speaking to you, go ahead and use that. Crystals do communicate with us. It sounds so nutty and crazy, but they do communicate with us. And if you listen and if you can turn the brain and the ego off and just accept them for what they are, you will hear their gentle, beautiful whispers to you and know how to use them intuitively.